So hero talk today it's trees per se, and they someone call it a binary tree. So without further ado, obvious we start establish every single item, and the hero we introduce today is tree, and obvious you use brute force to actually fight against it. For conditions, there's the after. So cool. I think for the most parts that we're doing, it's going to do the playout series for this hero per se, and I mean, um, I think the core objective of this hero it's really comes down to being able to um, link the nodes all together. That's what I feel. Cool. Go to the playout series. We have. So it's important to know that on the top, like, so we have a tree, right? So you have the roots, and you have the leaf. So for this case, what it implies is that it's the opposite of how the tree works, where the root is at the start and towards the end is the leaf. So if say there's a leaf, there's not going to be any more children, and for the roots it's going to have all sorts of like children. This is considered the leaf nodes, and also here to here is what we call a sibling nodes per se, and for this, whatever's on top of it, we call that our ancestor per se, and same go for the opposite side of things, is that we call it descendants. And when you talk about what's the height of 4 per se, it's gonna be 3 for this, and for this height, it's gonna be called height 1 per se. We're just giving all the names to get the familiarity of things. This is the roots, this is the leaves. I'm not sure how that works, that term, but that's all we can recall for now, at least. I think at the end of the day, it's so much about applying all these different terminologies into our code and actually solve the LeetCode question in overall grand scheme of things. So they actually did discuss about trees usually don't have like a cycle where linked list nodes has. So they were like drawing some kind of like example, but I don't really understand. They're saying go here, here. Although it's like not cycle per se, but they still say that I think they still don't allow like this, even though it's just one direction and don't necessarily to be a cycle per se. Anyways, no three items to be linked to have like sort of like relationship with one another per se. It must be very, tree like, where there's no form of like three-way direction. It's so much more like a one-way direction sort of thing that's going on for 3 per se. Yeah, I think this is as a very introductory of things towards like the terminology on how we're gonna play out our stuff. So not much, a lot of terminology. Obviously, we did forget about what's depth word, but I feel like depth will be like the opposite meaning of height. So maybe I can play it out. Maybe say what is the depth of 2, maybe this depth of 2 maybe comp it's gonna calculate downwards per se. Maybe the depth will be 3 for this ones. I don't know. I feel like this one is like height 3 but depth 1. I may got it or opposite side of things, but cool. And with that, everything comes to an end.